I'm often asked by professionals whether the solution-focused therapy model is applicable with such serious problems as working with clients who are suffering from terminal illness and facing death. I think all problems clients bring to us are serious. The question is not whether a problem can be treated with this model or not. No matter what the nature of the problem is, the essential element of a therapeutic task is to provide a context in which the client can discover their own resources and find solutions that brought them to the therapist, thus making choices that are right for them. The client you will meet in this tape is a quote working girl, unquote, as she describes herself, is suffering from AIDS and was sexually abused by her brothers, lost contact with the family, and was badly abused by her pimps. In spite of these unbelievable adversities, the interviewing highlights her strengths, her clear-headedness, and her desire to die well, as she puts it. I suggest that you pay close attention to her answers to the miracle question. Most clients, like this woman, are amazingly realistic about their ideas about their solutions. Now I want you to listen to this moving story of a remarkable woman of courage who is preparing to die in peace. So, Tanya, what kind of work do you do?
I'm a working girl. I'm a prostitute.
Oh, you're a working girl.
Yeah.
Okay. And you live alone?
Yeah. Yes, I do now. Except for
Live alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like it?
Not much, but my pimp, I'm too frightened. I can't live with a pimp.
Yeah.
I've just told him I'm not going to work if he lives with me. He keeps beating me up.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I've left him.
Yeah. You have?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Yeah.
That must have taken a lot of courage on your part to have done that.
Yeah, well, he keeps beating. I'm going to die anyway soon, but I don't want him to keep beating me. But in a way, I suppose it doesn't matter anymore because I'm going to die. Yeah, I've got AIDS. That's.
Ah, you got AIDS. When did you find out you got AIDS?
About 7 years ago, I was tested positive.
7 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time, isn't it?
Yeah. It is, and the way I was tested, I came into hospital after I was beaten up, and they tested me without telling me.
Wow, you didn't want to know?
No, I didn't want to know.
You didn't want to know?
No.
So, I'm just wondering about this. How have you been managing?
Well, I've still been working. I've got the only way I know is to go on the streets. So I've still been earning money. And clients still don't want me to use condoms, even if I tell them I'm positive.
So some clients,
it's up to them. Yeah. They still want sex without condoms.
Yeah.
Even though I tell them I've got AIDS.
So you are doing your part to at least let them know about this.
Yeah, but they pay about 30, a lot more money.
Yeah. They do?
Yeah, they pay a lot more money without a condom.
Oh, I see, okay. So they prefer that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm just wondering about this, Tanya. Before we get into too much, what do you suppose you would like to see happen by coming here today?
I'm going to die soon. I've had a lot of abuse in my life. I want to clear it up. I want to get rid of everything. I'm planning on dying. I've only got probably about 6 months at the most.
Mm-hmm.
I've been diagnosed a long time.
Mm-hmm. You will last a long time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what tells you you're going to die in 6 months?
The doctor, I've had pneumonia
Mm-hmm.
lots of times and got through it.
Mm-hmm.
I've got
You have?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, I do take care of myself a bit.
You must.
Yeah.
You must.
Mm.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah. And I go for checkups regular.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Most of the working girls do.
Yes, I guess you have
Yeah.
to.
You have
Yeah.
to. Yeah, I have to. I have to take care of myself.
Right. You have to take care of your body, yeah.
Yeah. And the last time I got what they call Kaposi's. So and it's everywhere, in my lungs and in my mouth.
Mhm.
I've got to have all my teeth out soon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And that's when they told you that you
I
may
have,
have...
I've had it for so long now,
Yeah.
and I may not have long to live. And they say about 6 months.
Okay. So before you die, you like to
Just get. I don't think I could ever tell my brothers how much I hate them for abusing me and my stepfather. But I just want to. I just want to get rid of it all. I just want to tell somebody.
So
To
telling
talk-
somebody will help you get rid of it.
Yeah, I've been abused so much by brothers and pimps and hospitals and social workers when I was a child, because they took me away for a bit. I just want to, I just want to get rid of it.
Right. Okay. So talking about it, coming here and talking
Yeah.
about it is your way of getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they say, I've read, they say writing letters and having family meetings is supposed to help, but I don't think I can do that. I don't think I'm up to that. I'm not well enough. The clinic tell me I've got to do that. But I'm just not well enough. I'm not strong enough.
To do that yet. Okay. So suppose you get rid of this at the end of talking. You get rid of this.
Yes.
What difference do you suppose it would make for you, knowing that you were able to talk about it and you got rid of it? What difference do you suppose that would make for you?
I think I could go home and say goodbye to my mum.
Okay.
And I need to do that.
You like to do that?
Yeah. But I can't do that because my brother's there. Because they're still there, and so is my stepfather.
Yeah.
So I can't do that at the moment.
So somehow getting rid of it will make it possible for you to go say goodbye to your mother. I don't understand that. How would that help? How would that be helpful for you to be able to do that?
They tell me at the clinic
Yeah.
that if I face it,
Yeah.
this is at the Jeffries where they check me up. If I face it, then I can go. I have to go and face it. Then it'll all go. That I'll be all right. That if I go and talk to them and tell them what I feel about them.
You mean talk to your brothers and your stepfather?
Yeah.
And then what do they tell you? What do you mean be all right?
That if I've got to face it, they tell me.
Yeah.
And if I tell them how I feel about them,
Yeah.
then that'll be okay.
Uh-huh.
That they want me to tell them how much I hate them.
Uh-huh.
And it will be okay. That I'll be able to go home.
Uh-huh. And you don't think that will be okay for you then?
No, I don't. I don't see how just telling them how much I hate them. It'll bring it all up again. And I don't think that they don't see they've done anything wrong anyway. They think it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
My brother's only a bit older than me,
Mm-hmm.
but they knew my stepfather.
Mm-hmm.
They knew. Yes.
So your older brother knew that what your stepfather was doing to you.
Yeah. Well, they saw him.
They saw him.
They watched him.
Right. But they did not do anything to protect you.
No, they just followed him. They just, yeah, they abused me too.
Mm-hmm. So I'm still wondering about this.
And they still keep telling me I've got to talk about it.
Right.
They tell me at the clinic I've got to tell somebody in big detail, and I
Right.
just can't. I'm too tired. I die soon. They keep telling me I've got to do this before I die.
Mm-hmm. Do you agree with that part? That you want to do this before you die?
I know that, I don't know. I know that I've got to go and see my mum before I die.
That's something you know for sure.
Yeah.
That's something you like to do.
That's what I want, yes.
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 Okay. All right. So suppose you talk it over today, and that will allow you to go visit your mom and say goodbye to your mom. What difference would that make for you?
I would be at peace.
Mm.
I will have done everything. I've given up drugs. I have this plan. I've stopped taking cocaine.
My goodness. By yourself?
Yeah. Well, with the clinic, with the drug dependency clinic as well. But yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You've done
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. I suppose it is. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I've given up cocaine.
Mm.
Mm.
That must have been hard. Giving
Yeah,
up
I suppose.
cocaine.
Yeah. I suppose it was. Yeah. Mm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've given up cocaine,
Yes.
and you're saying goodbye to your mother.
Yeah.
How would that be helpful for you?
I've got a plan that before I die,
Yeah.
I need to do certain things to
Yes.
say goodbye to things, just to let go.
Right.
And one of those, I haven't seen my mum for about 20 years,
Ooh. Wow.
so I think I need to see her. She knows I'm ill,
She does.
but she doesn't know how ill. And
So she doesn't know that you're dying.
No,
Uh-huh.
no. So I have to see her first.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so suppose you do. How would that be helpful for you? You talk with your mom and say goodbye to her. How would that be helpful for you?
When I left, I was taking drugs. I was doing, I was a working girl then,
Mm-hmm.
but I was living on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And since then,
Mm-hmm.
I've got somewhere to live,
Mm-hmm.
and I've given up drugs,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got a regular income.
Mm-hmm.
And I do take care of myself a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sounds
I
really
need,
good. Yeah,
I
sounds
need
really
to show her that I'm not what she thought I was.
Uh-huh. Okay, so that's important to you, for your mom to know
Yeah, that
that
I.
you're doing better
Yeah.
than she saw you 20 years ago.
Mm.
Okay. All right. What do you suppose she would do?
Oh, I don't really.
When she finds out that you're doing better, Then you're not what you thought she was?
I hope she'll be pleased.
Okay.
I hope she'll be very, very pleased. And I hope she'll let me stay with her.
Mm.
But I don't know about that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about the other people in the house.
Stay with her during your visit, or stay with her, or come to live with her?
No, I stayed with her during my visit.
Oh,
No,
during
I
your
don't.
visit.
I wouldn't want. My mum's got lots of neighbours who wouldn't like it. Wouldn't like me staying there.
Okay.
And she wouldn't be able to cope with that.
Yeah. So you don't want to do that to
No,
her
I
either?
don't want to do that to her.
I see. Boy, you must love her very much. You must care about her very much.
Yeah, but she dumped me. I do care about her, but she dumped me.
Yeah. She doesn't know how much you care about her?
No,
How much she's important to you?
no,
She doesn't know that?
no.
Huh.
And she didn't care for me when I was a child. She didn't stop the abuse. She knows. But she didn't stop it.
Mm. Wow. You are a tough lady, aren't you, Tanya?
I don't know, I've never thought of it like that.
You take care of yourself since you were little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've lived on the streets of London since I was very small. I've got a hotel room now. I live on my own, but I've got a hotel room. I've got somewhere to go to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you've come a long way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I haven't thought of that. People keep telling me how terrible I am.
Mm. Who? Who people? Which people?
Oh, doctors, hospital, or
Okay.
not the drug dependency in it, but the hospital doctors. If I'm beaten up or I go in or something happens, or when I was taking drugs, I used to go in. And
Right.
on the wards, if there was anything wrong, they used to tell me how terrible I am.
Yeah. So, how have you managed not to listen to all these people who have been telling you starting from your family when you were little? How did you manage not to listen to them telling you how terrible you were? All the way through the hospital people and you're saying social workers and so on. How did you manage not to listen to it and believe it?
I don't know. I just haven't.
How? It would have been very
Well,
easy.
sometimes I have. Sometimes I've been very frightened.
I can imagine.
But I had to. I had no way of making a living. I had to manage
Right.
myself.
Of course, because you were all alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how did you do this? How did you refuse to believe what other people have been telling you, and maintain, a sense of who you are? You knew who you were. You knew what you had to do.
I just thought, how was I going to manage tomorrow? How was I going to get up? How was I going to not be beaten up or not be attacked? My pimp is still drug dealing, and
Mm-hmm.
he carries a knife, and
Mm-hmm.
he still is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't leave here. He would kill me if I
Right.
left him.
Right.
Totally.
Yeah. But you also have sort of managed to get him to let you move out, live on your own.
Yeah.
I don't know how you did that.
Neither do I. Yeah, it's hard to keep that up because
Right.
he can injure me,
Right.
so it's hard.
I wonder how you
He's
did
nearly
that.
killed me a couple of times.
Yeah. Right. Mm.
So that was hard. I don't know. I don't know whether tomorrow I'll change my mind, but
So far,
yeah.
so far you've been
Mm.
able to do that. Mm. So, how do you how do you keep going?
Oh,
What keeps you
I don't
going?
know. It's very hard because I'm now very sick in the mornings. I have a lot of diarrhea. I'm very weak. I take 10 different tablets a day. I'm very shaky. So it's very hard. Some days I just give up and stay in bed. But then I have to work. I can't keep... If I do that, if I stay in bed all day, I can't work and I can't get any food. I can't look after myself. I can't pay the rent in the hotel. I have to work.
So how do you manage to... What stops you from just giving up and saying, I can't work? I mean, how do you keep going? How do you get yourself out of the bed? How do you do that?
Oh, I don't know. I think it just happens. It's a sort of, I can't, if I don't work, I won't be able to pay the bills, I think. Sometimes one of the other girls will check and see if I'm all right though.
Oh. So you sort of take care of each other though?
Yeah. If we're missing on, we all have areas where we work.
Right.
If we're missing one, somebody sometimes checks.
That's helpful for you.
Yeah, to know that somebody might miss me.
Right. Right. Somebody is going to look after you. At least look for you.
Yeah. And the clinic, there are 2 clinics. If I don't go there, that they will check on me. They'll ring me or something if I don't for a few weeks. So that there is somebody somewhere, even if it's not my family.
So how is that helpful, having these people, other girls or the clinic looking after you, or at least check up on you? How is that helpful, knowing that they're going to do this?
Because they maybe don't think I'm so bad. If they want to ring me, it might just mean that I'm not as bad as my brothers tell me I was when I was little. And everybody else tells me.
You're right. Right. So I guess this go back to the same thing, that you like your mother to know that you're not that bad as she thought you were once.
Yeah.
Sounds like that's very important for you, and for her to know that.
She thought I was bad too.
Right.
Yeah. Nobody thought I was good when I was a little girl.
Yeah. So suppose your mother finally is convinced that you're not as bad as she thought you were. When she finally see that you are a good person inside, how would that be helpful? What difference would that make between you and your mom?
I don't know. It may not make any difference really. She may not want to know at all, and it's a long time ago.
You mean what happened to you a long time ago?
But it's something I can't forget. And just maybe she'll say sorry. Maybe. But I don't know. Maybe my brothers would say sorry, but I don't think so.
You don't have much hope for that.
No.
But your mother, you maybe.
Maybe.
She will say she's sorry about what you went through, or what the fact that she did not protect you. What would she say sorry about?
I don't know. Sorry about what I went through, I think.
So she will finally know what you went through.
Yeah, that's right.
And she'll feel bad about that. And that will be helpful for you.
I don't want to just hurt her. I just want her to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want her to know.
Mm. So what are the chances, suppose this happens, you finally make a visit and go see her and let her know
Yeah.
what kind of person you turned out to be and what a good person you are. What are the chances of her finally knowing what you went through? What are the likelihood her willing to be finding out what you went through?
When you put it like that, I just don't know. I don't know. She didn't want to know all those years ago.
Right.
But at the light, yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit confused now. At all these AIDS places, they tell you you should face everything, and you need to get your will out and, you know, start writing your will and face everything that happened to you. But maybe when you put it like that, I don't know.
So what would be helpful for you?
Maybe just sorting it out myself and not having to talk to all these people about it. They want me to write letters and to draw pictures. I don't know if I can do that. I just don't know. I'm not strong enough.
Now, what do they tell you that will be different for you if you write these letters and draw pictures and tell them what happened to you? What do they tell you that couldn't? How that would be helpful for you?
They tell me I can die peacefully
Okay.
when I've done all the things that I've set out.
Okay. And that's what you want to do? You want to die peacefully?
Yeah.
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 Okay. And so, aside from what they're telling you, what do you think you need to do so that you die peacefully?
If you put it like that,
Yeah.
if I'm not doing what they tell me to do,
Yeah.
maybe just think about it myself and not tell all these people what I'm supposed to have done or whatever, or what they're supposed to have done. Or maybe just think about it myself and find my own way.
That's what will be helpful for you.
Maybe. Because I don't know that I can travel 200 miles, which is where my mum is. I don't know.
Yeah. You mean that would take a lot of strength on your part to be able to travel that much? Yeah. So what's important to you is that you want to die in peace.
Yeah.
For yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peace for yourself.
Yes. For me. Yeah.
For you. Okay. And somehow thinking it over, you think it might be able to help you die in peace.
Yeah.
Now, suppose you die in peace. Somehow you have been able to arrange it in your life in such a way, next 6 months. Suppose you die in peace. Can you just say a little bit about what it would be like for you? How will you know that you are dying in peace?
I would have said goodbye to everybody that I wanted to. Now, whether that's actually saying goodbye, or whether I can just think I said goodbye, I'm not sure there. I do need to write a will. I do need to know what I'm going to leave anybody.
Okay.
But I need, just to have a little list of things that I have to do. I need to make sure that my friends don't worry about me anymore. I need to write to them. And maybe just write to my mother. Just say goodbye. Maybe, yeah.
Okay. And do you know what you want to say in these letters to your mother and to your friends and people who are concerned about you?
Just that I did try, that I did give up drugs. I did find somewhere to live. I was abused, but I'm still here. That I didn't kill myself even though I tried.
I don't know how you did that. I'm just absolutely amazed how you did that, all by yourself. So somehow, you want them to know
Yeah.
that you are a good person.
Yes. Yes, that's right. That I'm not a bad person. I'm not terrible.
Right. And somehow that's important to you. Yeah.
Alright.
Do you know what do you have to do that? To write these letters? Let them know?
Maybe just sit down one night and think about it. Maybe that's the first thing. Maybe decide whether I'm going 200 miles to see my mum or not. Decide on a date. Now that would be hard.
Even you have to make a decision about whether you're going to go see your mom or not.
Yeah.
And if you do decide to go, you pick a date to go see her.
Yeah.
If you decide not to go, then pick a date to write a letter? Is that what you mean?
That's it.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. And I guess you know how to do that, right? Yeah. I guess you know how to pick a date and decide. Yeah. How will you go about deciding? What will help you decide whether you're going to make a trip or write a letter?
I don't know, because I guess I have to do that soon.
You do?
Really?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be too weak soon.
Right.
I don't know. I think I have to work this out at the beginning of the week though, when I feel a bit stronger.
So you're a little bit better on the beginning of the week than toward the end of the week. Okay. What's different about beginning of the week?
I don't know really. I just seem to feel a bit better. Maybe I'm not so tired. I don't know. I work a lot at the weekend. I go out a lot.
Okay.
I don't know really. I just feel a bit stronger.
So you work more on weekend?
Yeah. Well, a week as well, but yeah. A lot of the businessmen are coming to London.
Right. Yeah. For the weekend.
For the weekend.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess most beginning of the week is easier for you to make a decision
Mm-hmm.
about. Yeah. Okay. Does that mean because you have a little more time to think about which way to decide, which way, whether you're going to take a trip or not? Or, okay. Is there anything else you need that will help you decide which way to go?
Maybe if she ever got in touch with me, that would make a difference.
Your mom getting in touch with you? Does she do that sometimes?
Not for a long time now. Maybe it's just a hope.
So it's not very likely.
No, not really.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me ask you. Sounds a bit like a little bit like a strange question, but bear with me on this. Okay. Let's say after you and I talk today, and obviously you're going to go back to your hotel.
Yeah.
And after you're working, you go to bed tonight, you finally come back to your hotel, and while you're sleeping, some sort of a miracle happens. Yes. And it would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah.
Yeah. And the problem, the concerns that brought you here today, is all taken care of. It's all solved. But because you're sleeping, you don't know that this has happened during your sleep. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, how will you know the problem, the concerns that brought you here today is taken care of? It's all gone, it disappeared, it's solved.
Gosh. Well, I'd be well, really.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have AIDS, I wouldn't be dying.
Yeah.
I'd have a proper family life. I wouldn't worry about them. I would have, I'd be able to contact my brothers and my mum.
Yeah.
And my stepfather, and they wouldn't have told me for years how terrible I am.
Okay. What would they have told you instead of how terrible you were?
That it was worth having me around.
Okay. So they're glad that you came to the family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
right.
born to the family.
Glad that I was there.
Suppose they did that. Suppose somehow they let you know that they are glad that you came to you were born to the family, and it was good to have you around. What difference would that make for you?
I would have gone to school. I would have got an education. I would have passed my exams. I would have got there every day instead of running away from home all the time.
Yeah. Okay. What else? What else? What other kind of difference would that make for you?
That I'd go out. I'd have friends who weren't working, I think. I'd lead an average life. Not have to be on the street all day.
Right. So you would not be a working girl?
No.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't worry about being killed the next day or being beaten up. Or...
Okay. So what else you would be like instead of worrying about those things? What? Suppose your family told you that they were glad that you were born and you were glad to have you around. How would that change you?
I'd be more confident. I'd be able to say no
To
people who want to harm me.
Okay. But you've done that to the pimp.
I suppose, yeah. I suppose. I suppose I have.
You have. And he's leaving you alone.
Yeah.
He's living,
Somewhere else.
letting you live in a hotel. How have you done that? I'm still absolutely amazed by this, that you're able to do that. And you got off cocaine.
Yeah.
I don't know how you've done that. Do you know how you've done this?
No, not really. No.
So without having had that from your family, without having been told,
Yeah.
without having your family let you know
Yeah.
that you're a good person, how have you managed to be such a strong, good person underneath? How have you done this?
I think it's because I had to. I have to manage every day. I have to live every day. I have to look after myself every day.
Yeah. So how come you didn't turn into a bad person inside? I know this, you had to survive. It sounds like you've done more than that. That you somehow inside of you, you're still a very good person. There's this good person inside. I don't know how you've done that.
I don't know.
It's a puzzle to me.
I don't know. I think maybe I wasn't going to let them win. Maybe I wasn't going to prove them right. I was going to prove them wrong.
Wow. Wow.
Maybe that's it.
So you knew this all along, that you were going to not prove them right, but you were going to prove them wrong? You disagreed with their ideas about who you are?
Yeah, I don't think it was quite as thought out as that, but
Yeah.
maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I was angry with them a bit. They harmed me so much.
Right.
Maybe.
Incredible. Okay, well, Tanya, as I explained to you in the beginning, that this is a point that I like to take some time and talk it over with my team. And is there anything that might be important for me to know at this point that I didn't get to ask, or you want us to know?
I think maybe that my blood count is so low that I shouldn't really be walking around now. So I haven't got very long.
Yeah. Is there anything you want us to do to help you with that?
No, I thought that actually when I came in, I had lots of things I wanted everybody to do.
Yeah.
But maybe not so much now. I feel a bit more peaceful about it all.
Okay. So this is a time that we like to take some time out and have some consultation with the team, and I'll come back and talk to you. Okay? All right. This was one of the most difficult interviews I had to do in a long time. Certainly her dying of AIDS was a difficult enough topic, but in spite of the series of abuses she suffered throughout her life, the fact that somehow she has maintained her integrity and clear sense about herself as a good person was quite remarkable. During the consultation break with the team, I broke down and cried, not because I felt sorry for her, but because I was so moved by her strength and courage and her integrity. The following message is what the team and I put together. That is the compliment, affirmation of her decision, and pointing out to her dignity to die in her own way. Not what the professionals are saying that she had to do. The more we allow our clients to make choices and decisions regarding their lives, the more they are likely to do what is right for them. Well, we had a long discussion.
Yeah, it seemed like a long wait.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. It was a lot longer than I had anticipated, because we really had a lot to say about you. So I'm going to sort of figure out if I could look at all this. I jotted down a lot of things here. First of all, I guess we wanted to, the team wanted me to convey to you. Actually, we were debating whether we wanted to ask you your permission to, if it's okay with you, if I could shake your hand on behalf of the team.
Oh, yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah. Oh,
Great. They wanted me to tell you, and as a way of letting you know how impressed they were with your strengths. Incredible strength. They have survived all this from little on.
Yeah.
And you also have given lots of thoughts. You have thought about your life, and you have had lots of ideas about how you want to end your life, how you want to die in peace.
Yeah.
And what's incredible about it is that in the middle of lots of different ideas that people have been telling you about at the clinics, that you want to find your own way, that what is right for you, that what makes sense to you, what feels comfortable for you. And we absolutely agree with that. That whatever you choose to do, it should be right for you. It should feel right for you. So I guess you have enough sense to know that, telling your brothers about what they have done, that is probably not right for you.
No.
And you're not ready for that.
No.
And you have enough trust in your own intuition to know that that's not good for you. That's not the way you want to do it, and you want to find it your way.
Yes.
Yes. Great. Yes. It seems like, again, in spite of the fact that you have been terribly abused by many, many people, mistreated by many, many people.
Yeah.
And you are still, not only you are still here, but also that you know that there is a good person inside. And you know that.
Yeah.
And you have been able to maintain that. this good person inside, in all these difficulties you have had. I mean, incredible difficulty. But you also are incredibly strong. And you not only survived, you have done more than that. That you have been able to say no to cocaine. You have been able to say no to the pimp. And you are, again, saying no to all these people who are telling you how to die. And you're saying, I'm going to do it my way. So we think it's just absolutely wonderful. They wanted, the team, the one last thing, they wanted me to tell you how they were inspired by you. That you have really affected them. And your story is such an inspiration for them. So I guess only thing that we could suggest at this point is that you know what is right for you, and you know what you have to do, and what you know what you would like to do. Okay. And so as you continue to find your way, your own way of dying, I guess you need to continue to sort it out.
I think I've got a lot of thinking to do.
Yes, you do. And do you think it might be helpful for you to come back, and so that we could help you to sort it out, or do you think you want to do this on your own? Or what will be helpful for you, do you think?
I think I might come back once more.
Okay.
Just to say that I've done it.
Okay. All right. And how soon do you think you want to come back?
Oh, it's got to be about a couple of weeks or so.
Couple of weeks?
Something like that.
Okay. All right. That'll be fine. Okay. So let's set up a time for you to come back in a couple of weeks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for not asking me to tell you everything.
Great.
I couldn't have done that.
No. You knew that. Yeah.